Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express, the important news and editorial that would be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 15th of April. The first important news, that is NISAR satellite to map Himalayas seismic zone. We'll see and understand about the seismic zone and how the NISAR satellite is going to help. Second, that is Niti Aayog to reimagine its role to full Amrit Kal vision. Third, Prime Minister inaugurated Northeast First AIMS, which is at Guwahati, NASA. Second last, textile apparel export witness a decline. And the last is an editorial, are reminded about unfitted constitutional post. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do press a like button. And if you're preparing for prelims 2023, subsequently you need to practice both prelims and mains. So we have launched integrated test series where 30 prelims plus 8 mains level tests will be provided in the test series. Along with this, there will be tests on PYQs, current affairs, CSAT and full length test will be followed. You'll also be availing the benefit of free IAS Gazette magazine, which is a must read for current affairs. Along with that, free mentorship and also a flexible dates will be provided as per the aspirant convenience. So do check it out. The video description where a dedicated link has already been provided so that you can read more about the course, and even if you want, you can register for this. Starting the session with the first news, that is NISAR satellite to map Himalayas seismic zone. This news is relevant for General Studies Paper 3 under the subtopic of General Studies, that is Achievement of India in Science and Technology, Indianization of Technology and Developing of New Technology. So why we are discussing this news? Because a news has emerged that a major boost to boost a part of the advanced warning system is specifically for the earthquake and the region that is prone in the Himalayas will be taken care by the advanced warning system through our upcoming satellite, which is known as NISAR. The name is very important. Which country is collaborating, we'll see the details, but this is specifically relevant for a prelims examination. Now, NISAR is jointly developed by ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, along with the collaborations of NASA. So these are the two entities that is involved in the part of development of the NISAR satellite. So what it is meant for? It is meant for an advanced warning system, mostly for the earthquake prone region in the Himalayas. Now, a brief about the NISAR satellite. It is a LEO, that is Low Earth Orbit Observatory, being jointly developed by NASA and ISRO. It will map the entire globe in 12 days. This is the advantage that it can have. It can even, to a larger extent, it will do everything for the entire globe in 12 days and provide spatial and temporary consistent data understanding the Earth ecosystem, right? So the days number is important. And even it will provide the informations about the ice masses, the vegetation's biomass, sea level rise, groundwater, natural hazards including the earthquake, tsunami, volcano and landslide. So these are the significant advantages and features of the NISAR satellite, right? Now, if you see more about it, the NISAR satellite, which is expected to cost approximately $900 million, will have a contributions both from ISRO and NASA, and it will use two frequency band, that is L band and S band, to imagine the seismically active Himalayan region. So if a question is asked, what are the band that is used in the NISAR satellite? The correct answer would be L band and S band. Now, what is the significance of this satellite As I've already told you, this is specifically for the early warning system, specifically for the tsunamis in the Himalaya region. But the data that will be collected from the NISAR will generate a potential and advanced warning system of land subsidence, and even recently observed in the Joshimat. We have seen that how the land area, which is mostly getting subsided, and a lot of home were getting cracks in the wall were cracked. So these are the predictions that can be made in advance to have an early warning system. Now, NISAR satellite could accurately map the earthquake-prone areas to drain out the Himalayan glaciers lake at the brink and the outpost. It will also serve as a valuable tool to give warning of the land subsidence. Now, if you see India's seismic zoning map, this is again irrelevant. Their direct question which is asked even in the prelims examination, and those of you who are appearing with geography as an optional, these are again more relevant for you as well. Now, India's seismic zone maps with a total classification on the 4 categories. The categories include the Zone 5, Zone 4, Zone 3, and Zone 2. So what is this zone all about? So it has a category which defines the intensity of the seismic zone. So Zone 1, Zone 2, basically there's no Zone 1. So Zone 2 is low risk zone. Then we have Zone 3, that is moderately risk. Then Zone 4, which is a high risk zone, and Zone 5 is a very high risk zone area. So this is a map. The color code will give you an idea about the intensity. Now, a large section of Himalayas fall into the Zone 5 with highest risk of strong earthquake. So if a question is asked that which is a region and which is a zone that configure the part of the Himalaya region, the correct answer will be Zone 5. Now, moving ahead with the second news of the day, that is Niti Aayog to reimagine its role to fulfill the vision of Amrit Kal, something important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subtopic that is Government Policies and Intervention for the Development of Various Sectors and Issues Arising from a Design and Implementations. So, government premier think tank, that is Niti Aayog, which was replaced by planning commissions, has said that there will be Chintan Sivir, which is in English we call it contemplation camp, to reimagine the role of Niti Aayog and its vision for Amrit Kal. India is celebrating 75 years of independence, which is also known as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And during this period till 2047, what would be the role of the Niti Aayog that will be defined, and how it can help in building the inclusive development and also call for the cooperative federalism, right? So CF, that is cooperative federalism and inclusive development, will be the more important focus of the Niti Aayog. Now, targets की अगर बात करें during the camp, which is a contemplation camp or the Chintan Sivir, which is going to be scheduled in month of May. This is the time has yet not been decided. So the broad theme for the Niti Aayog during the contemplation camp will include Viksit Bharat, Bank of Wisdom, working with state, that is the coordinations between the center and the state, promoting the cooperative federalism, strengthening the networking and in-house capacity. Now, if you see the chief executive advisors and 4 members of the Niti Aayog has been given each 5 topics. Now, specifically talking about the first part, that is the Viksit Bharat, यहाँ पे focus की जाएगी on discussing the role of Niti Aayog in helping India to become a developed nation by 2047, right? Now, the second theme, that is the Bank of Wisdom, is something that will focus on the role of Niti Aayog as a think tank. The other things are more understandable. So these two are the important one, that is Viksit Bharat and the Bank of Wisdom. Now, a brief about Niti Aayog. There have been questions in past when it comes to prelims examination. For many other government examination, there's a direct question from Niti Aayog. So Niti Aayog was formed by a resolution on the Cabinet 1st of January 2015, replacing the erstwhile planning commissions. And it's a premier think tank policies think tank by the Government of India, providing directorial inputs about the policy measures. Now, apart from redesigning long-term policies and program of the Government of India, Niti Aayog also provide a relevant strategic and technical advice to center, state, and union territories. Niti Aayog also act as a platform to Government of India to bridge the gap and act together in the interest and fostering the cooperative federalism in the country. Now, there's a governing council, which is also the part of the Niti Aayog, and it is a significant portion. So, governing council of the Niti Aayog is headed by the Prime Minister, and the council is headed by Prime Minister, comprises of the Chief Minister of all state, Lieutenant Governor of Union Territories, and top decision-making body of the Aayog. Now, moving to the other news, Prime Minister inaugurated Northeast First aims, that is relevant for General Studies Paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. And this particular news is also important in the same paper, that is General Studies Paper 2, where government policies and intervention is related. So I think most of you must be aware that yesterday the Prime Minister has inaugurated All India Institute of Medical Sciences in the northeastern states of Guwahati in Assam. And the foundation for this hospital, that is AIMS, was laid in May 2017. The super specialty hospital has costed around 1,120 crore rupees, and it has a capacity of 750 beds, 30 Ayush bed, and it will admit 100 MBBS student annually, so that a mass of doctors are generated that will cater the needs for the northeastern states. The new super specialty hospital will provide healthcare services to the people, not only for the Assam, but the entire northeast region will be benefited. So this is the first AIMS in the northeast. Now, additionally, inaugurated 3 medical colleges, that is Nalbari, Nalagon, and Kakrajhar. So these Kokrajhar are the reason, 3 region जहाँ पे और भी मेडिकल जो हॉस्पिटल्स हैं उनकी inaugurations की गई है. These medical colleges are equipped with 500 bed tertiary and care that have 24 undergraduate departments. Now, apart from these, there are other aims that government has come up with, and these aims are worked in a phased manner. You can see this picture. This is from the Press Information Bureau. For phase 1, we have Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, and Uttarakhand. Then in phase 2, Uttar Pradesh. Then phase 3, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Maharashtra, then Uttar Pradesh. Then phase 4, Punjab, Assam, which is there in Guwahati, Himachal Pradesh, that is followed by Jammu Kashmir, Tamil Nadu, Bihar. And phase 6 will include Jharkhand and Gujarat, phase 7, Telangana, and phase 8, Haryana, which is at Rewari district. So these are the other proposed aim that is will be very soon coming. The development process has already been started. Now, Ayushman card and other initiative that was taken while Prime Minister inaugurated the hospital aims at Guwahati. The Prime Minister has also launched the distributions of 1.1 crore Ayushman beneficiaries card, and this card will help to receive the cashless treatment up to 5 lakh rupees. Very, very important. There can be a direct question in the prelims examination asking you about the advantages and benefits of the cashless treatment under the Ayushman cards. Now, further, the Prime Minister also laid the foundations of Assam Advanced Health Innovation Institution, known as AAHII, which is a joint initiative of the state government and IIT Guwahati, which is a worth of 456 crore rupees. Now, moving to the other news, textile apparel export witness decline. Something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth, and development. So going by the trend of the domestic textile and apparel industries, it has been witnessed that the industry has valued over 100 billion, right? And over 45 million people are directly employed in this, accounting for 14% of the country annual production. So these are the factual information that even you can utilize both in your prelims and mains examination, right? So India is a global leaders in producing several textiles such as silk, cotton, and multi-mode fibers. And if the talk about the part of jute, the productions account for 70% of the global productions. And these are the data for the part of the domestic textile industries for the financial year 21, 22, 19 and 18. Now, recent export trend की अगर बात करें, the textile and apparel export has contracted to 14%, which is also evident from this fact, this number, and compared with the previous year, and 41.3 billion export in 2021-2, and textile apparel constitute 9.79% of the total goods export. However, in 2022-23, the segment recorded the export of 35.5 billion, which constitutes 7.95% of the goods exported. Now, import की अगर बात करें, definitely import is rising, with the apparel export grew 1.1% in the last financial year compared to the previous year. The textile export shrank to 23.3%. Meanwhile, the import of yarn fabrics made up rose up to 26.7%. Now, there's a body was like Cotton Textile Export Promotion Council, which said that this is an exceptional and bad year for the cotton textile. However, in March 2023, cotton textile export has crossed 1 billion, which is giving a hope. Now, high inventory की अगर बात करें, as we have seen that the couple of factors has called for the huge inventory, which international buyers are buying at the high cotton prices in India last year. And the inventory when buyers have affected the countries such as Bangladesh too. Now they are resuming sources that need. So this is something that was said by the expert. And according to the chairman of the Apparel Export Council, he said that the ramp of apparel export would be there despite the fact. Now, what are the problems that has been there ramping the conditions? First is the Russia-Ukraine war, sluggish demand in the garment import countries, stiff competitions by the major apparel manufacturer countries, and volatility in the raw material prices in the beginning of the year. So these are the problems which has led to even the downfall of the export and even higher level of imports. Now, moving to the editorial of the day, a reminder about the unfitted constitutional post, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is important aspect of governance, transparency, accountability and e-governance. And this editorial is also relevant for General Studies paper 2, where government policies, intervention and other issues are related to the syllabus. So what I'll be discussing under this editorial, first talking about the theme and focus of this editorial. It talks about the constitutional positions, its functioning and how the role of president become very important. The need for independent institution, essential attributes of independence, strengthening the Auditor General positions, appointment by the president and need to select committee for the CAC. Now, if you see in the background what has happened, that the Honorable Supreme Court has come up with the two important judgment when it comes to the appointment. Two major observation was made by the Supreme Court. The first was regarding the Shiv Sena versus Sena case, where the court has expressed a serious concern about the role played by the governor in the state and his more inclinations towards the political procession. That is a complicated one also. The governor is the agent of the union government and he is the head of the state, because the part of the role and duty of the governor is something to completely give a monitoring and mentorship to the government. But in the recent time, the Supreme Court has categorically noted that the role of the governor is in question. Now, the second important observation that was there by the Honorable Supreme Court is with regards to the appointment of the chief election commissioners, right? Because what happened, the union government is empowered to appoint the chief election commissioners, and being the India the largest democratic country, इस तरह के positions के लिए एक committee बनानी चाहिए जहाँ पे core members हों, like leader of oppositions, CGI and other members including the Prime Minister of the country. So there should be a complete core committee which should look into the part of the appointment जिस तरह से CBI और CVC के केस में की जाती है. So these were the observation which was made by the Honorable Supreme Court. Now, need for independent institutions की बात की गई है. A democracy require a check and balances. Definitely, there cannot be an arbitrary use of the power by the elective government, right? And the democracy provide for various constitutional authorities, जैसे कि public service commissions, and at the union level we have UPSC, that is Union Public Service Commissions. Then we have Comptroller and Auditor General, that is known as CAG, Election Commission of India, Finance Commissions, National Commission for Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe, and Backward Classes with constitutional backing. Now, these were actually the part of the constituent assemblies जहाँ पे ये recognize की गई कि ये सारी जितनी भी offices होंगी ये independently काम करेंगे without any fear, right? Now, it was necessary for the constitutional bodies to compete with independence and enable them to function without fear and in the larger interest and betterment of the nation. Now, कुछ essential attribute of independence की अगर बात करें जो कि functioning के लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा essential होगी. So the independence is not only influenced by any vested interest, but and also the ability to withstand the pressure of the executive. So it's not only to work impartially, but it's also that they're not working under the pressure of executive or the government of the day, right? Which is government of India. Now, with empowering the president to appoint the constitutional authorities, the constitutional makers had kept in mind that those who are independence paramount is very important, because the appointment made by the president is impartial, although part of the opinion is also sought from the union government, but definitely बहुत सारे ऐसे positions हैं जहाँ पे president की prerogative supreme होती है. Now, strengthening the Auditor General, it is very important. If you see the part of the CAG is the highest position for audit in the country, और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल ने अपॉइंटमेंट की बात की है कैग की अंडर आर्टिकल 124, राइट, विच इज अपॉइंटेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, राइट, अंडर हैंड एंड सील ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. And the Constituent Assembly has discussed that Auditor General is the chief, like the Chief Supreme Justice of the Supreme Court, and even appointed by the President. Therefore, it is essential by the word which is goes by warrant under the hand and seal of the President. If you have read M. Lakshmikant or any other standard material, you must be aware what I'm talking about. So CAG is a very important position in India, right? So the Auditor General should have always independent and either legislature or executive, which should not be hindering work to any other department, and it should work in an impartial manner. The watchdog of the country finances is CAG, and its positions has been made so strong that it cannot be influenced by the any individual or any individual office. And in the recent time, the position of CAG has been made more stronger. Now, appointment by presidents की अगर बात करें, there are certain appointment which is only made by the president. I'm giving you some articles. You just check it out. Which among the following article pertains to which? This will be a kind of homework to you. There's Article 75, Article 76, Article 280, Article 316, and 324. So that provide for certain conditions to fulfill for the consideration for the appointment. And even these article in the word said that to be appointed by president, which means that the advice of the prime minister and the council of minister can be taken in due regard. Now, need for a select committee for CAG. This is an essential part when we say that the CAG is the highest audit body and the supreme body when it comes to audit and accounts. So the process of a selection committee must be there. और इस सिलेक्शन कमिटीज में बेसिकली जो अपॉइंटमेंट होगी उसमें स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा, चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया, चेयरमैन ऑफ पब्लिक अकाउंट कमेटी और ये मेंबर्स होने चाहिए जो कि नाम को शॉर्टलिस्ट करेंगे फॉर द अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ द कैग. एंड देन दे कैन सेंड द 3 नेम्स, not only one, 3 names should be given to president so that he or she can choose the final selection under Article 148, right, of the Indian Constitution. And there should not be any dilution of essential attributes when it comes to the independence of Indian constitutional body. See, whenever there's a committee which is headed, so what happened, the impartial way the things is taken care. ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द डे अपने प्रेरोगेटिव से अपने डिसीजन से अपॉइंटमेंट करती है, तो वहाँ पे इससे होती है और भी लोगों की, लाइक पब्लिक अकाउंट कमेटी के जो मेंबर होंगे, दिस विल बी डेफिनेटली फ्रॉम द लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन. सो इनडायरेक्टली देयर इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन फ्रॉम द LOP, राइट. तो लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन की तरफ से the appointment, this would be the part that will be very essential for maintaining the part of the democratic setup. So just as say CBI, if you see the part of CBI, CVC, all the major appointment are taken care by the select committee. The same should go for the CAT. If you are asked in mains examination, definitely write this, that yes, there's a need for a committee which would be headed by Lok Sabha Speaker, Chief Justice of India, Chairman of the Public Account Committee. Moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday's questions. For first question, the correct option is B. For second question, the correct option is A. Today's MCQ for practice, International Finance Services Authority. It's an executive body. It consists of 9 members appointed by the central government. Now, with regards to green methanol, consider the following statement. It is produced by renewably without polluting emissions and obtained by synthesis of reacting from methane present in the national gas. So do check it out for the correct option. Practicing a lot more question will give you an added advantage over the upcoming prelims examination. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.